Hello and welcome to Bull Profits Market Talk Monday for the week of October 12th, 2020. I'm Amber Lancaster and you are watching the Paul Mampilly YouTube channel, the channel for Main Street stock investors. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel for instant alerts when new video content is posted. Plus, it supports the channel. So let's get started. Strong Hands Nation, new evidence that Paul's 3Rs of the America 2.0 stock market recovery continue to stream in from the shipping industry all the way to manufacturing markets. And there's one fourth industrial revolution industry rocketing higher on this 3Rs forecast that you should definitely consider adding to your stock portfolio. I'm referring to one of our America 2.0 megatrends, semiconductors. And in this video, I will give you 2 ways to invest in this market. But first, for a quick recap, as explained in my July 13th Market Talk Monday video, Paul said 3 major economic effects are spurring the America 2.0 stock market recovery. They are restock, re-inventory, and reshore. And here are 2 pieces of evidence supporting his thesis. Number 1, according to FreightWaves, as seen in this headline, the U.S. import bonanza could extend into 2021 on record restocking. The U.S. inventory restocking cycle has only just begun. In the article, they write, quote, "No one predicted a U.S. import surge in the middle of a pandemic. But it's happening," end quote. And I can tell you, Bull Profits Nation, if you've been following Paul and the Bull Profits team, we gave you an early heads up on this coming boom in July. The article goes on to quote a Jefferies economist that states, quote, "What's behind this is one of the biggest post-recession recoveries in the goods economy, including consumer goods, as well as housing," end quote. So this statement supports Paul's ongoing long-term stance that housing markets will be in the bullish cycle for the upcoming years as household formations from the generations of the 4th industrial revolution, which are millennials and now Generation Z, take hold amid a housing inventory shortage created after the financial crisis of 2008. So combined, these generations total approximately 139 million Americans, or 42% of the US population. So restocking evidence number 2 is actually seen in the rail industry. Also per FreightWaves, US weekly rail traffic is almost at last year's levels. This attributed to West Coast port congestion, booming e-commerce sales, and surging housing starts, all playing into the 3Rs. But there's one America 2.0 technology that's at the helm of the 3Rs market recovery, and it's semiconductors. So semiconductors are at the very heart of microprocessor chips, and they're also part of our everyday lives. Anything that's computerized depends on semiconductors, from our smart TVs, our smartphones, to smart cars. And semiconductor stock performance is on the move. As I tweeted last Thursday, as seen in this Bloomberg data chart, a major gauge that tracks semiconductor stock performance, the Philadelphia Stock Exchange Semiconductor Index, has risen to a 20-year relative high versus the S&P 500. This bullish move is seen as a positive signal for this leading indicator of broader markets. Now, leading indicators are pieces of economic data that can help forecast upcoming trends. So seeing this bullish move bodes very well for the future positive performance of our America 2.0 recommendations, in which semiconductors are at the core. As Vij, one of the wonderful folks who follow us on Twitter, asked last week, quote, "Looking at the chart, are we close to spiking a peak," end quote? Well, I can tell you, Vij, that the greatest technological innovations are happening in the semiconductor market and the industries that it supports. And it's nothing like in the past. Innovations happening in today's market are, I would say, at warp speed. From our smart homes to our cars. The semi-tech of the late 1990s is no comparison. And I can tell you, Vij and everyone else from personal experience, using the automotive industry as a prime example, since I'm a huge car fan, whether your car is an EV like a Tesla or an ICE internal combustion engine car like an Audi, cars of today are computer chips on wheels. Recently, my Wi-Fi went down here at home, but instead of driving to a nearby hotspot for an internet connection, my car is its own Wi-Fi hotspot, which gave me alternative access to the internet without leaving my house. So according to data from Fortune Business Insights, the global semiconductor market is expected to rise 50% by 2026, growing from $488 billion to $730 billion. Now, fueling this surge are other America 2.0 megatrends like the industrial Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and big data. But per Fortune Business Insights, even the quote surge in the use of smartphones and the introduction of 5G technology will have a positive impact on the semiconductor market trends through 2026, end quote. So, to make sure that you're positioned to take full advantage of the surging semiconductor market megatrend at the heart of the 3 Rs, consider taking these 2 steps. So first, buy shares in the VanEck Vector Semiconductor Exchange Traded Fund. The ticker is SMH. This ETF invests in the largest and the most liquid companies listed in the US, which are active semiconductor sector participants. So year to date, this ETF is up 31.99% with much more room to grow. Second, consider becoming a subscriber to Paul Mampilly's Extreme Fortune stock trading service. This trading service, he recommends so many wonderful stocks that aim for gains, get this, of up to 1,000% or higher. And I checked out the open portfolio just this morning to see what our Extreme Fortune subscribers are seeing in their own portfolios right now. So there are open gains of 287% in an IoT or Internet of Things stock recommendation, 193%, 249%, and 644% open gains in 3 millennial boom stock picks, and 413% and 850% in 2 new energy stock recommendations. So these are tremendous open gains, and they don't include and you also have to include a 431% closed gain in biotech stock, Immunix, which just was captured on September 14th. And of course, this trading service is not without risks. It's high risk, high reward. And if you're interested in learning more about how to join the Extreme Fortunes trading service and potentially see these gains in your own stock portfolio, please click the link in the video description below, and that will give you more information on how to get started. So finally, turning toward the US economic calendar ahead, there will be 8 major economic releases. On Tuesday, September's Consumer Price Index month over month will post at 8:30 a.m. On Wednesday, weekly mortgage applications and September's Producer Price Index final demand month over month will post at 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. respectively. On Thursday, October Empire Manufacturing and weekly jobless claims will post at 8:30 a.m. And on Friday, September retail sales advanced month over month, industrial production month over month, and October's preliminary University of Michigan sentiment reading will post at 8:30 a.m., 9:15 a.m., and 10 a.m. respectively. And of these releases, we'll be watching the Empire Manufacturing number. Retail sales obviously is really good to track, and we're also tracking industrial production. And know that you can follow Paul and me on Twitter at Mampilly Guru and at A Lancaster Guru. Throughout the trading week, I post the results of most of these economic releases and give our hashtag BOP bullish optimistic positive take on most of these economic releases. So everyone, that concludes this week's Market Talk Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. And on behalf of myself, my dog Alex, who's here by popular demand from JB, thank you everyone for tuning in. And until next time, take care.